This is a demo that shows you how using the Catalina tools for integration allows you to be able to take data from Salesforce.com, send it to a cloud-based printing solution, print it, so basically mail merge all of your Salesforce data into a printed document for invoice, checks, postcards, letters, whatever, and then have it automatically mailed to your customer, opportunity, vendor, employee. So this just shows you how that works. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you how in Salesforce we can route printable invoices through the mail to your customer, or whatever kind of documentation you want to go ahead and send. So what we've got is an integration that integrates with Salesforce, or most Dynamics products, or any other real solution, and be able to go ahead and say, I want this to be printed in a cloud-based solution. So you completely outsource that printing, so you don't have to worry about manning a printer, folding, stuffing envelopes, postaging, sending it out, and all that type of stuff. We can handle all that through an automated integration. So in this demo, I'm just going to show how we can send invoices to customers for orders that we want to invoice on. So first, what I'm going to do in my little Salesforce demo is I'm going to go ahead and decide how I want particular customers to have communication for invoices. So in this case, I want to be able to send printed invoices to this customer, and I want to be able to send a notice pay link. And a pay link really is a link that goes out to a customer and says, hey, you've got this invoice, do you want to pay? And it allows that customer, without having to sign into any kind of portal or anything like that, allows them to be able to pay with credit card or check or whatever online. So, and this is automatic. So right now, I can go ahead and send both printed invoice and a pay link. So you've really kind of been able to outsource both your printing and your payment processing if your customer wants to pay with a credit card online. So I'm just going to save that. And now I'm going to go and create an order. An order really, you can go ahead and create invoices multiple ways in Salesforce.com. I'm just going to create an invoice and mark it as something that I want to then send as an invoice. So I'm going to choose my customer and let me just put in a few bits of information. I want to send this as an invoice. Let me fill out some rest of this, and this is just some of the housekeeping for the Salesforce for what is configured to deal with orders. And I'll save that. And then once I save it, I can then add some products to it. So I'm going to add a few products. Let's just add these two. We'll hit save. And I'm just going to sell one of each of these. Save. So now I've got an order in Salesforce that I've defined to send as an invoice, and my account has the communication type of being able to have both printed invoice sent to them as well as allow them to pay their invoice online. So once I've got that, then usually a process happens behind the scenes, whether it's firing off a trigger that once the order's created, it'll just automatically send it, or you've got maybe a scheduled time where invoices are picked up by a process every X amount of seconds or minutes or whatever. In this case, I'm going to do it manually. So what I'll do is I'll just bring up my little trusty tool here that's going to go ahead and force this job. So I've got a job that's sitting here that's going to grab data from Salesforce, push it through the Catalina integration tool, and then be able to route it based on the rules we've set up for the customer. And in this case, we're going to send it both as a printed both as a printed mail, and we're going to send it as a payable link so that the customer, if they wanted to, could go ahead and click on this link and make a payment. So, and again, what I had mentioned earlier is that this normally would be some kind of back end process that automatically kicks off based on a timed event, or even like a created event or an updated event in Salesforce, and then automatically send it out. So what I've got here is I can see two things got generated. I've got this an invoice that was printed, and a pay link that was created. So in the print invoice, it's really hard for us to show how we can print an invoice in one of these webinar uh, presentations. But what we're doing is we're generating a proof that would normally then get sent to the printer for printing. So if I go and look at this, I can look at it and I can see there's my invoice. And so this is based on a template. These templates are customizable to look any way you want. And then we can inject the text from the actual invoice or order or whatever it is and put it in there. And again, this is not just for invoices, but it could be for anything. It can be for letters. It can be for welcome as a new customer, for sales opportunities, or anything like that. So that's a printed invoice. And now if I look at my email, I should have, there we go. I've got something, a pay link here that got generated. It tells me what happened, and I can actually go ahead and then make a payment. So I can see here I've got $512. I could pay by check or by credit card. I click on pay by credit card, and then it's going to walk me through the process. So I can use an existing, because it knows what customer ID I am based on what was sent out of Salesforce. So I could go ahead and use an existing card that I have on file, or I could create a new one. I'm just going to use an existing one just for time's sake, and I'm going to hit process transaction. And so what this does is this uses a PCI compliant solution that will authorize and create that payment for me through the credit card, and now we can integrate that directly back into Salesforce or Dynamics SL, CRM, whatever, that says, hey, this invoice has been printed. So hopefully this was an informative demo. It does show you how we can send data from most any CRM or ERP solution. In this case, we showed Dynamics. I'm sorry, not Dynamics, but Salesforce.com, and we can send it to a online printing solution that allows us to print professionally invoices, checks, or whatever, and then mail it to the customer, as well as be able to go ahead and route it to payment processing. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact us at sales@catalinatechnology.com, and I'll put up a slide right after this with that information.